Okay, so we've got Ansible installed. The next thing we're going to need is an inventory file. And the inventory file is going to tell Ansible where our servers are based on our IP addresses. Okay? So an inventory contains all of the host names and or IP addresses of the systems that you're managing with Ansible. So if you've got our 3 VMs, we've got our public IP addresses, we would add all 3 of them if we wanted to manage them with Ansible, and we do in this course. We would add them to the inventory so that Ansible can talk to those servers via SSH. We can also use groups within an inventory in order to organize our systems. So we can create a group called web servers or databases. We can create a group called all, which just contains everything. Or we can create subgroups as well. So web services North America, web services India, web services Australia. So we can do very powerful things within an inventory using things like groups. So we can organize the information in any way we wish. And when we come to do our playbooks, you'll see why that's actually very powerful when we actually come to look at creating playbooks. So your inventory primarily is going to be either a file or something else. So it's primarily going to be a file, and in this course we're going to deal with just a static file that contains our IP addresses for our DigitalOcean virtual machines, or the IPs of whatever you're using if you're using something local such as Parallels or VirtualBox. But an inventory file can actually be the inventory, the IP addresses if you like, or the host names can actually be provided on the command line interface, and we'll look at that briefly as well. But what you'll actually find in bigger environments, especially enterprise or government environments, is your inventory will actually be a dynamic inventory. And that means that your inventory will talk to some remote API. So in the case of Amazon Web Services, that could be the EC2 API, okay? So your dynamic script, and there's loads of them out there, there's one actually officially created and supported by Ansible, will talk to the EC2 API, and it will go and fetch information on all your EC2 instances, and it will give you so many options that you can use to address those instances. But I do recommend that you go and look at the Ansible documentation on them, because they are very powerful and you will encounter them when you get to much, much bigger networks.